Hey, what up, people? It's the Pride
Hey,
of the East
Mo.
Side, DJ MH to the along with Ken, Ray, and Joy. Do I sound better this week? I was trying to make sure my voice sounded better this
Yes,
week.
Yeah.
came right through.
This
Yep.
is 40ish now what? All right, what's happening, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Feeling real good. It's Wednesday, hump day, week almost over.
All
Check out
facts.
that new intro.
You like the new intro?
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah,
Super
that's
dope.
good.
Shout out to
Kind
the
of
sketch
jazzy.
killer. Shout out to the sketch killer. The sketch killer come through for us all the time. If y'all hearing some liquid in the background, that's just the bartender pouring the drinks, which is myself.
I'm like, you got a personal bartender? I'm like, that's what's up.
Which is
I got
myself. So y'all know how we kick off every show. Glasses up. Ken Ray, what you got? Wild over there today?
Oh,
No? You don't know? You okay?
oh my music got muted.
You good?
Yeah.
You gonna toast? Joy,
I could toast. I got
he got a fitness drink. Look at her. Look at he
I got
got a
a
smoothie. All right,
that's
come on,
important.
let's go. Cheers, everybody. Mm. Okay,
no alcohol for me.
you on a fast?
Sort of.
I ain't mad at you. I'm finna do one too. I need to do
I
that.
gotta cleanse myself. I'm still trying to avoid this corona stuff.
Oh,
So I try to make sure I take my vitamins, and plus I try to do a cleanse from
oh,
time to time.
good for you. That's awesome.
Man, you know you could just take some bleach and you'll be all right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. My boy Trump said it was
that's
great,
what
man.
that's what his former president said. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Just get
yeah.
you some bleach. You cool.
I'm going ahead and get me some bleach. Later on.
You ain't even got to
Yeah,
fast. Just put a little bit in your
A splash.
just a
splash.
splash. Go on here and drink me some bleach. I mean, you got chicks out here bleaching their hair, so fuck it.
Hi, Cat. Good evening. How you doing this
Hey,
week, Cat?
girl.
Shout out to Cat tuned in. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Can y'all do us a favor real quick if you have not done so yet? Like, comment, and share the live real quick so everybody can know that the 40ish Now What podcast is on. We have a super dope show for us. Shout to so can we make the formal announcement? Can y'all ready? Pat on the table. Pat on the table. We have a new co-host, and she goes by the name of Molly. You met her last week, so she's officially on the show, but she had an emergency this week, so she can't be on. But we want to let everybody know that Molly is part of the team now.
Right. So now it's split evenly.
Yes.
Females and two males. Awesome.
So now we really about to go at it. And so tonight's
Yeah.
episode.
Well, before that, I got one more week to beat up just on you, Joy.
I know. I didn't look forward to this. I thought it was over, but that's what happens. We have
All right.
that.
So let's get to it. Right, this week's conversation. It's been a lot going on in the news, especially in our city, and I don't even feel like I need to explain too much. Like, let's just
Nope.
let the title speak for itself. The misconceptions of Chicago, like some things that people from out of town, the out of towners just feel like they know us so much according to the news and social media and with everything going on. So we gonna talk a little bit about a lot of it rather about Chicago tonight. So usually we start ladies first, right? Usually. But tonight I want to do something different. I want to
Okay.
start with Ken Ray.
Oh.
I don't.
Oh.
Or better yet, I'll start, right? I'll start. Let me start. We're gonna go like
I have
this.
to have a drink.
Misconceptions of Chicago. So I'm a DJ, I travel a lot. And every time I go out of town and meet someone, the first thing they say is, "You from the rack?" Nah, bro. No, ma'am. I'm from Chicago. Nah, we don't call it Chirac. That's the media who do that. No, Chirac, cause Chirac. No, Chicago. Like, and I find myself defending just the name of the city nowadays more than ever, every time I go somewhere, y'all know I travel enough, a
Mhm.
lot, that it's like soon as you say Chicago, they like, oh, like they think you gangster. They think, like we live in a
Mhm.
wild west. Like, man, 50 people got shot last week. And you're like, yo, I ain't hear one gunshot. Nah, you lying. Like, bro, I'm not lying. Like I work where I work. We have people who think the South Side is like the Wild West for real. Like,
And that too, and then it's not just like people compare us to other cities; they compare different sides of town to one another too.
you were,
You
yeah.
know, I was just someplace and they were asking like, "Where are you guys from?" And they was West Side, North Side. When they got to the South Side, it was like, "Oh
Oh
my,
my God, how do you live over there,
oh,
right?
easy."
And
Okay,
I'm like, yo, what you think? Like I'm dodging bullets like from the moment I walk out the door. Like it ain't
it
that
ain't like
crazy. Like don't get me wrong. Like majority of the time, I'm gonna say this because I know some people gonna comment and they're gonna go there. Like people in the streets know who they after. I ain't saying they hit
Yeah.
who they after every time, but they know who they after, right?
that.
So when certain things go down during my time, and I know it's different now, but like they know who they was going to target and how to, and they handled it in a certain way. Don't get me wrong, I see a lot of stuff happening with a lot of these kids and all this other craziness happening, but the South Side is not the Wild West. The East Side is not the Wild West. It ain't like we walking outside and we dodging bullets and ducking and just
Mhm.
to get to work. Like, nah, it ain't like that. But it is crazy. What's some of the things that y'all deal with is that y'all feel are misconceptions of the city?
So when you said like when you travel and people say you from Chirac, I've never heard that before. I mean, of course
Really?
I heard of Chirac, but I've never had people say like, "Ooh, you're from Chirac." Like I've never heard that when I travel, and I don't know if that's because a lot of times I travel for business, which is with the military. They don't say that. They may just like, "Ooh, you from Chicago, so you different," and we from some whole bunk town down south because that's all they could do was go to the military. So meeting people from the big city or even Chicago is something different. So I've never had that experience.
Hmm.
So I have had people just like get real inquisitive because I am from Chicago. Like, oh, so what is it like there? Tell me about this. Is it really violent? You scared all the time? No, I actually sit on my porch and drink my wine, and
Right?
I can do that at night. You
Yeah,
won't
right.
believe it. You
Like
know what
it's
I'm saying? Like it's not like that, but we're one of the third largest cities after New York and LA. So of course people are going to hear about what's happening here just like we hear about what's happening in LA and New York. So that's one of the big things. Like we have a lot of news, and same thing with the politics. Yeah, we're on the spotlight. I don't know if you guys know, like recently we were named one of the most corrupt cities in the United States.
probably the most corrupt
Yeah.
cities in the
Yeah,
United States.
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
seriously, and because our politics is crazy here. It's just I don't think that's a lie. I don't think that's a misconception at all. Like we do some shady shit here with politics, at the local and at the state level. We
Right.
see it. We've
Well,
imprisoned several governors.
yeah,
you
I
know,
was saying about three out of the last four governors been spent
It's
time in
been,
jail.
right? That's what I
yeah.
was saying.
So,
We've imprisoned these governors. So, yeah, that's
so
gonna
that
get
tells
some
you a lot
press.
there. Not just
Yeah,
that. If you think about what was that Jesse Jackson Jr. when he when
Yep.
he got into his situation. So, uh, that
yeah.
could probably be some truth there.
But
What
it's
about
going on in other places too. But
true?
It
But
does. It
but
does.
it's because we're one of those larger cities in the United States. So that's why a lot of times people will hear about it. So we can't be surprised when people want to talk about it when we meet them from another place because we got a lot of stuff going on.
so I want to ask this though, like, because you brought up LA and you brought up New York. Why don't we hear about the violence as much though? Because
Says who? It depends on what you're
well,
listening to and
well,
what
what
you're
I'm
Well,
what I'm
reading.
what
what I'm saying is like our city is like over sensationalized as far as gun violence and what's going on. Like it's almost like a thing to say
the-
50 shootings in a weekend in Chicago, 75 shootings in a weekend, or 25 shootings, 3 dead. Like, but you hear the same thing about violence in Atlanta or New Orleans, but in different cities, and then when you start ranking the top 10 violent cities in America, Chicago ain't even
Right.
on the.
Well,
Okay.
no, I could get in this one because
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm gonna join the conversation now.
Let's go.
Well, you want to know something interesting? I know me and you, Mike, we probably talked about this offline.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that ever since Obama was elected, that's when
Can you say president when you just say Obama? I have a problem.
yeah, when we got elected president, I noticed that's when the Fox News and everybody started talking about Chicago and a crime rate. And
Word. Yeah.
that was interesting when I seen it because I remember back when we was kids, the crime was worse,
Way worse.
way worse, and the numbers showed it.
You see about 1,000 killings in the summer.
It's just that every murder that happened in our city, it seemed like it was more high profile. It was more, and plus also we got WGN, which is a national, syndicated station. That's enough. That's getting news. When you see Chicago, it's focused on, and you see crime. You see crime in the hood. It's focused mostly there, and crime happened everywhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just that it's interesting every time when something came up. Oh, President, this is your city. Why can't you do anything to save it? But the truth of the matter is, maybe the media is over covering certain things to make it look like we're out of control and the president is from our town. That was interesting to
So
me.
that's a whole nother subject, right? So you got to figure out what you're gonna say about this first black president.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, oh, now we're just over covering Chicago more because of X, Y, and Z or what's really happening there. It's because we had a sitting president that was from here. That's what that was all about. And he was the first black one. So you're gonna try to nitpick damn near anything that he does. So that's a whole nother subject in itself. And I just want to go back to, you said, we got WGN, which is covered nationwide. Okay, you got other cities that's having crime that's rampant, like Detroit. Do you see Detroit news here? Hell no.
Nope.
You
don't hear Atlanta news. You don't hear New York news.
Let's be honest. Who gives a fuck about Detroit,
bro?
But we can say the same. We can say the same thing about Chicago. Why the fuck do we care about
the Christians? Detroit.
Oh yeah, yes, Michael Burke. I want to talk about that too. One of the most segregated cities. I'm sorry. Were you finishing something?
Go ahead. You can read it.
That bugs me to death when I
gotta read this comment though.
I'm sorry. From Michael Burks, Chicago is the most segregated city I've ever seen. It's like 3 cities in one, and he is 110% correct.
4 cities in one.
It's 100%, 110% correct. Anytime I go visit any place, everybody is living anywhere they wanted to. But we can take that in a whole another lane when we talk about redlining and stopping with different mortgages, and we were put in certain areas for a reason, and that's kind of sad that we haven't fixed that. We haven't fixed that, but I do see a lot of it now. Hey, my mom live in Inglewood. I grew up on 66 and Walcott.
Talk your talk.
You know what I'm saying? And now I go visit my mom. It's only like maybe 3 or 4 black families on the block. It's all Mexicans now. Never seen nothing like that when I was growing up. So it's getting a little better, but it's like we're really divided. And
I tell you something. It blew my mind the other day. So I was a guest host on a different radio show, Determined Radio. Shout out to Felice and everybody over there, right? And so the station is like in the heart of the West Side. I kid you not. I'm on Lake and I believe Cicero, right? And I see a white couple biking.
I'm sorry, where were you again?
Lake and Cicero.
You lied.
Yo, I swear to God.
They were biking.
And they're biking. And I say, yo, this different. Like, I ain't never seen this. It blew my mind. I'm like, yo, for real? Y'all on your bike? Y'all come, this the hood. Like a block over is different. Like,
Now
Like, wait, what
they
y'all even doing
And
over here?
I'm with all of that. I'm with all of
What you
that.
say,
I
Ray?
think,
they gentrify in those areas.
Big time.
It's
oh
like
yeah.
what is that? Oak Park.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
But
moving
that
into
ain't
the,
Oak Park yet, though, right? Like, cause I get it.
Mm.
Like I you know, I pride myself on being a proud of the East Side, but I get all over the city. I be west, north, south, wherever, right? And so certain areas I know, like it was way different. Like, you know, I was moving through that different because I know the area. So to
Mm-hmm.
see to start seeing, like, I know there's a border, you know, where Oak Park and Chicago is like literally across the street, but that ain't it.
but you know what's funny? Over here in West Pullman, it's a little pocket over there by that Walmart that's mostly dominated by white people that live in that area.
Oh, is it
When
really?
you say West Pullman, you mean like 111th?
111 over
Mm.
there, right off of King Drive, over there by the old house, historic housings over there. It's a whole pocket, and it's mostly white people that live in that pocket.
Are you kidding
Mm.
me?
You wouldn't know because
You
they
just
hide. Then if you drive through those blocks, they hang out on their porch and things like that. But it's everything surrounded by pretty much the hood. It's surprising if you really drive through there. Just drive through there one day and see what I'm
And
talking.
I think that's awesome. Like I think that's awesome. We all should be living where we want to live. We shouldn't feel like we're restricted to live in a certain area because of the way we look or ethnicity. Like we should all be mixing up and doing and living where we want to. Like I think that is so awesome. I never forget. I was getting gas. I think around 43rd, like maybe off King Drive or something. And I saw an Asian walking her dog, and I almost stopped breathing. I say, what's happening right now? What's
Yeah,
happening?
yeah.
I never thought. I never thought, but
I used to live off of 41st and King Drive,
I
and
did too.
that was a straight. You had the wells that when they tore down that wells, and now they got that Mariano's up.
mm-hmm.
That area is pretty much
Crazy.
Oh, you should have known what time it was when you seen the Marianos. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I got one. I was on riding up 72nd Street. 72nd Street. And I'm on 72nd and Luella. This shit blew my mind. Y'all know
Yeah.
I'm East Side crazy. Y'all know I'm East Side crazy. I lived over East for 25 years, right? I see 4 different white families. I see a lady, blonde hair, with a buggy and a son holding his hand, walking towards Sunny First. I see a guy riding a bike. I see another family of a husband and wife. They walking, and I stop in the middle of the street, like,
Where
yo,
am I?
what the?
Where
Am
am
I?
I?
Is this 72nd and Lowell? Like 71st Street is like right there. Like, what the fuck is going on? And like this dude is walking his dog and shit, and I'm like, yo, this different. Like, and I'm talking about
Good.
I drove all the way to Kennedy's, and the lady was walking her dog by Kennedy's.
Now I know you lying. I wouldn't usually call you a liar because that's offensive. You ain't never seen no Caucasian person by no Kennedys.
Hold on. There was a
It's different.
Caucasian man in Kennedy's. What the fuck is you
Ordering what?
talking about?
Ordering what? A
I
gym
didn't go
shoe?
in there to ask somebody order, but I saw him and I said, yo, are you kidding me? Like,
But that's a good. I think that's a great step in a right direction, though. Like I think that's so awesome. Like I ain't opposed to like them coming and us going other places. Like I'm never gonna say, what are you doing over here? Or
I ain't
you
opposed to
shouldn't do
I ain't
that.
opposed to the city unifying. Like Mike Burke said, the city is
Mhm,
super. This is the most segregated city in
It
America.
is.
To me.
mhm.
But what I'm against is us being pushed out and not being able to afford to stay in neighborhoods that we've been in forever.
You know what? Interesting when we was talking about the real estate show when I brought that up, and LeBron pretty much stated that
Mhm.
probably is a case because I noticed that when I was home shopping years ago that I noticed I'm making the same as somebody that I know and they have a full family. I don't, and my expense is low. This person loan amount $500,000. They pretty much scaled me to the loan amount that scaled me to keep me in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And usually that's how they. I noticed that's how they do it when they do these loans for housing. They try to keep you in certain places. Like right now, I'm seeing the prices of homes going up, and I'm curious on how they
Shout out to
going
everybody who
people.
moving in my neighborhood. We appreciate you.
I know. Make my home value go up. Do you hear me?
Man, the equity in the neighborhood and double the price of my house. Talking too much, but sorry.
No, that's important. That's important.
Sheesh.
That's important because people don't understand that part too.
Word. Yeah.
And aside of all the bad things, like we got a whole lot to offer, that's good. Besides, the gentrification and everything. Like, me, I love sports. Got Jordan on right now,
Out
23.
to the city.
The greatest basketball player that ever hit the court. And I challenge anybody to say something different. But like, we got great baseball teams. We got an okay football team. I know Ken Ray gonna get me about the Bears, but like I love.
I was about to say we only got one great baseball team.
I'm a Chicago fan.
So we can't turn it. Wait. We can't
so
turn
we
it into
one
a
of
sports
eight.
show.
Listen. We one of 8 cities that got 2 baseball teams. Now that's a lot. That's saying like we one of 8 cities that got more than 1 baseball team. I'm like, look, we a Chicago fan. We like the Cubs sometimes if they ever win.
Yeah.
Still, you got to be proud of your sports teams. I love all of that shit too.
You know what? Sorry, Detroit. I would go root for a Detroit team before I go root for the Cubs.
Sheesh.
Really?
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 Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
You too?
Nah, hell no. Nah, I ain't that deep. I'm a Sox fan first and foremost. So if the Cubs and the Sox playing, I'm riding with the Sox. But if the Cubs is in the playoffs and I'm rooting for the Cubs
all
because
day.
I'm from the city.
We from the city.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the city. I don't give a fuck who it is. But
we ain't gonna loyal. You not loyal.
City, Cleveland.
Yo, you didn't diss two. What's tell you, my guy? You didn't diss Cleveland and Detroit.
What is up with you?
You all right?
Loyalty to your city.
What's
Okay.
up with you?
Hey man, it is what it is.
Sheesh.
They say just like Tim Noah said years ago. Who the fuck said I'm taking a vacation to Cleveland? Who said they taking a vacation to Detroit? They said man, I gotta go see some family in Detroit.
Oh my god. I ain't never been to Detroit, so I don't know how bad it is. I think you just going off of what other people say, and we ain't actually visited. What you're doing the same thing that everybody does to us.
We've been to Detroit. Detroit, we had a great time in Detroit. I've been there a couple times.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying.
That's why I'm looking at Ken Ray. What's wrong with you? Detroit show a lot of love.
I'm just saying we can't be judging just how people judge us all the time.
Mike Burke just said the same thing. You never heard someone say I'm going to vacation in Cleveland.
They said, damn, I gotta go see my crazy cousins in Cleveland.
Hey, Burke, you're right. Detroit is grimy though. I mean, listen, I rock with everybody.
See, y'all doing it to another city like they doing it to us.
No. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like
Give me a fact.
I rock with everybody and salute to everybody in their cities because as Midwesterners, we are all, thrown under the bus for whatever reason. And I feel like we need to unify that. But let's be clear. As Midwesterners, we are all grimy. like I don't dig the Chirac title, and I don't dig certain things that go on in the city. But let's be clear, it exists for a reason. Like it ain't that like certain shit ain't happening. But we might not see it because we might not be. We are considered squares, right? But some shit is happening.
But let's keep it honest. How this city was built on mafia, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
think about it. And if you listen to white folks, they prided themselves on the mafia. If they make Al Capone into this cult legend and things like that, and the whatever the commission or whatever they call themselves here.
Talk
You
your
know,
talk, yeah.
those
Frank
movies,
Nitty, y'all seen Untouchables. If you ain't never seen Untouchables, you'll understand what he's talking about.
I actually have a book on Chicago massacres. That and all of them are white monster crimes. Nothing about what happened with black folks that happened. And it's like it's glorified.
Glorified, yes, sir.
Glorified, yeah.
It's like the Valentine's Day massacre in 1929. They talk about that like
it was the greatest feat ever.
You know, you like it was 7-8 motherfuckers died, but now they got their pictures in there. I didn't know if the fucking police put smiley face on these motherfuckers that was gunned down and shit. It's just crazy. But
that was a different time.
But we view that as black people viewed as the savages, but they glorify their fucking killings. I don't get it. It's just like they have a love. I'm getting off topic. They got a love affair with Jeffrey Dahmer. Why the fuck John Wayne Gacy?
Who got a love affair? You believe that to be true?
The white fucking media. They glorify these motherfuckers.
I don't really know about that. I don't think nobody was really on board with
how many times we gonna see a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer documentary? How many times we gonna see a Gacy documentary?
Yeah, and I think it's because it was
Charles Manson.
I don't think it was they glorified. I think it's
they
because
glorified them motherfuckers.
I think it was because it was peculiar. I don't think they're glorifying it. It's like no one did that.
Okay, so, no one did that.
But I ain't gonna say, listen.
What is the fantasy with these motherfuckers? Charles Manson.
That's the question. What's the fantasy with them?
I don't think that's what it is. I just think they're
come on, Joy. You trying to give them out. Come on, Joy.
I don't think that's what it is. Like I said, I think it's because it's peculiar, and you want to know like what made these people do those things.
Okay. Well, how come?
So what contributed? Was it all mental illness? Was it environment? You know what happened? I think that's what it is.
Okay, well, Christopher Dormer in over there in fucking L.A. Black guy went out there shooting police officers. How come that's not viewed as peculiar or glorified or whatever? They want to. Matter of fact, me bringing it up, there's people probably Googling what I just said.
Trying to figure out who he is,
right? And then that could be it. It will pique someone's interest, and then they'll make a mini series about it.
No, not that, because they don't want to show black uprising. They don't want to show that. They want to show white dominance. If you really,
we completely off topic. So you don't think we have any filmmakers that's interested in doing things like that?
We had one, and the guy damn near lost his acting career for it.
Yeah, Nat Turner movie, Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. Think about it.
I am. I'm sitting here gathering my thoughts. I'm sorry. Say it again.
They put cases on him after he did that movie. If not cases, where they brought up an old charge that he beat back.
Or something. But yeah, that's a different conversation though. So okay. Let's get back to.
Sorry. So reel it back in.
I want to ask y'all. Go ahead.
But it's still really kind of based on the topic. If we want to say how white crimes are glorified and black crimes are looked at as they savages.
Facts.
So it is still sort
true.
of. I was just pulling from other areas to make that point.
I got you. What I want to do right now, though, is I want to ask both of y'all a question, and whoever want to jump in and answer first is up to you guys. The question is, we talking about misconceptions of Chicago, but what is something that out of towners or people who don't live here or used to live here think about, but no, let me not say that. What is something that's going on in Chicago that is true that you guys wish wasn't or could change?
I got a lot of things running through my mind when you say that. I hear a lot of people talk about like our school systems, especially in the city, compared to other states and how our children perform. I don't know if it's just a group of people. I mean, the group of people I run into, and we talk about kids and that. And I do feel like we're really behind in the education portion in Chicago. I wish that wasn't true. That's I think that's one of my biggest things that I wish wasn't true, that we're a little behind in our academics. I don't think we perform as well as a lot of other cities and states that we should. And I wish I knew how we could fix that. I don't know if it's a budget issue. Matter of fact, it is a budget issue. It's about money. I don't think we get the right funding that we should for the city that other city and states get.
I
And
think it's deeper than that.
Yeah,
oh
I'm
yeah,
about to say
that's
that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
about
yeah.
to say
I
that.
mean, I can't.
I
I'm
don't,
just
I
saying.
don't, I don't think it's
I
the
was-
education system of Chicago. I think it's urban educational systems.
yeah, I was about to say that because
Okay.
the CPS union is like the mafia. Yeah.
Ooh, these educators finna eat your ass alive. In
Hey
these
man,
areas.
they are like the mafia. These motherfuckers, they call the shots in this motherfucker. They tell all the rest of the unions fall in line with their asses. You know what I'm saying? That's what they've been going on in
Facts.
this city. I mean, hey, they can eat me up, but them motherfuckers know deep down inside it's true, because if them motherfuckers don't want to go to work, they go sit at home on their little computer and shit and sit on their screen and don't do shit. I mean, I'm not gonna say do something. They do something, but they're not coming out here. They say, hey, I'm not coming back. Fuck that.
Yeah,
Follow suit.
yeah.
Miss Lori, Uncle Lori.
Uncle
Be
Lord,
nice.
you out of control,
Be
right?
nice. Don't be
You out of
disrespectful.
control, right?
Don't be disrespectful.
What would you say though,
No.
Ray? What's some misconceptions that you noticed from the city, or about the city that you wish
Weren't true.
that rings true?
Well, you can't really call it a misconception if it's true. If you
True.
want to be honest.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've been drinking
Yeah.
Jameson, man. You know what I was trying to say.
Paula, you know what I just said. You know what he just
Yeah.
asked me and how I answered. Why he always got to point out the bullshit
Yeah,
every time?
but I mean, the food is great, as everybody say.
That's what you gonna go with, the food?
The food,
The food.
but that's a big deal though. That's a big deal. We do got some really good restaurants, and I ain't talking
We
about
got the best food in America. Like we've been that's proven, right? Everybody know that.
But you know what's crazy about it is everybody got all these stereotypes and shit like that about us, but they still want to come here and grab a meal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know?
People gonna come here and visit and stay in the downtown area. They ain't gonna go nowhere else.
Which is-
Depending, if you got family, you in the city, you want to see what's to it. Like
I'm talking about real tourists. I'm talking about real tourists that just get up and looking for stuff to do. They ain't going beyond downtown. They going to our museums, our festivals, all of that stuff, our restaurants downtown, and then they out of here.
well, there's people that visit Hyde Park because Hyde Park is a real nice neighborhood now.
Now, I mean,
Park always been a nice neighborhood.
when I say no,
But it's
listen to what I'm saying. Before 10 years ago, who was coming here saying, I'm finna just go to Hyde Park? That's what I'm saying.
Nah, everybody, because Hyde Park has been the most diverse part of the city.
It has, but nobody was coming here 10 years ago just to come visit Hyde Park. That's what I was saying.
Hold on, Cat. Ain't nobody fucking with Chicago when it come to food. We got the best variety of everything.
We have the best food.
You can't. I'm gonna give you some.
That ain't
you
even
can't go to New York and ask for Italian beef with cheese dip with extra peppers.
You're talking about slop shop food. I'm
just talking about. I'm just talking. Period.
I think you're gonna hit us with a Michelin or like a 3.
I ain't gonna front. New York got some good food. They do. They got.
I'm not knocking
the Italian restaurants.
Sorry, New Yorker for life, and I love New York food. I get it. I ain't knocking New York food. So, Kat, let me ask you this, and be honest. Do you think New York pizza is better than Chicago's? If you tell me that a slice of New York pizza is better than a slice of deep dish pizza, you gotta move back. Do you
No.
do you think a slice of Chicago pizza is better than New York? If you think New York is better, we gotta move you back, Cat. And I love you, Cat, because you tune in every week. You one of my favorites.
I wish I
And
knew what New York pizza was like.
wait a
What's so
minute,
bad about New
you
York?
saying so? She said, hell yeah, what? Hell yeah, New York pizza is better.
She's saying, hell yeah, Chicago pizza good. That's what she's saying.
So ain't they
Oh
pizza
my
like
God!
super
No,
thin?
wait. I need you to say this because she's saying fuck that too much dope. Wait, you saying New York pizza is better? Where you from? You from the Bronx? You from Brooklyn? Where you from?
It's
We need to
gotta
know
be
what's
like,
going
ain't
on.
it like super thin? Ain't it like a cracker or some shit? Like I ain't never been to no, for real. That's what I hear. They say shit is like super thin, like a cracker. Who wants to, and no sauce? Like who wants to eat a damn dry ass cracker with a little bit of mozzarella and meat sprinkled on top? That's what I heard. It was like I don't know because I ain't never been to New
She
York.
said, of course, New York pizza is better. Holy moly guacamole! I can't.
Nobody says that I've ever met. Everybody loves Chicago pizza. When they come visit, they want to eat our pizza because we got deep dish. You got to cut it with a knife. Oh, I would love to have some Giordano's right now. That shit would be awesome.
Hey, Mike Burks, you are absolutely right. Who folds pizza to eat it? Like you want
Nobody.
to fold us? It's like making a sandwich. Like you ever had a peanut butter and jelly on one piece of bread? That's what it's like eating a piece a slice of New York pizza.
Peanut butter and jelly, Mike.
Yeah, like or you ever had a turkey sandwich or a bologna, whatever, salami, whatever you ate on one piece of bread? It's like that's what a slice of New York pizza is. Like everything on one, and you fold it.
I bet it sound like that shit dry. They don't put enough sauce on it either.
Not none that I ever had.
Damn, that sucks. And I bet they love that shit too. Cause they don't know any better. You gotta think about this, Mike. If they ain't never been nowhere else, they probably think that's the best shit ever. Like remember when you got your mom's
Give me
cooking?
a second. I got to take him back.
Yeah,
Sure.
handle your business. Hey,
Sure.
Kat, I will say this though, Kat. I got some homies from New York, and one thing they always say is like, man, you ain't had no good New York eating if you ain't never got your chop with cheese, and you gotta say it just like that. Let me get a chop with cheese.
What is that?
A chop with cheese. I don't know.
So you gonna try to introduce us to something and then you ain't gonna even tell us what it
I mean,
is.
I'm not introducing it. I'm
I'm
just
gonna look the
saying
shit up. I'm gonna have to Google it.
a chop with cheese. I think it's a steak sandwich with cheese on it.
Oh no, nobody eats that. Chop. Let me see.
It's well, if you've been to Maxwell Street, that because this what I see. Shout out to Kat because she know I know what I'm talking about. Shout
So
out to my
tell
home.
so tell us like we don't have time for these two word answers. You gotta tell us what we
She
talking
said it's the best sandwich. What's on the chow with cheese, Kat? Um, like yeah. So if you've been to Maxwell Street and I thought I equated. I've been drinking.
equate.
Equated to. That's the word.
There we
Equate.
go. Jameson.
Shout out to the James. I equated to a pork chop sandwich from Maxwell Street. You ain't never had a pork chop sandwich from Maxwell Street? This is
No,
back in the I
why
don't
would
eat
I order?
pork or beef no more, but when I did, wait, did you eat pork? Do you
Yeah,
eat
I
pork
eat
chop?
pork, but I'm not gonna order no damn pork chop. I ain't no telling when they cook that bitch.
Hold on,
If
hold
it's
on, hold
sitting
on,
back
hold on.
there
No,
and
no,
that
no,
bitch
no.
is dry.
They gonna cook it while you right there. They ain't nah. Listen, Roosevelt and Maxwell Street. No, Maxwell and Taylor. That's the name. That's the street it's on.
Uh-huh.
Listen to me. You know what I'm talking about. You've been there after
I
hours.
do, and I see it. I would never order a pork chop sandwich because I feel like it's gonna be dry.
Listen, he gonna season the fuck out of it. he gonna Harlem shit. Shout out to Harlem. He gonna season the fuck out of it. He gonna put everything on it, and he gonna put it on. Okay, she gave us the description of the chop with cheese, and
Let me see. Okay, so let me.
I'm gonna read that next.
Okay.
But I'm from my idea of it is you go first of all, if you eat pork chops, go on Maxwell Street and get you a pork chops with your cheese, and So
I'm
she
here.
said a chop with
Are you
cheese from New
laughing
York.
at me?
No, I'm not. She said a chop from cheese in New York is chopped cheese, also known as a chopped cheese, is a type of sandwich originating from New York. She Googled this. New York City, found in bodegas throughout the Bronx, Harlem, Brooklyn, and Queens. It is made on a grill with ground beef, onions, and topped with melted cheese and served with lettuce, tomatoes, and condiments on a hero roll.
Oh,
So
I
it
think
almost
This
sounds
sounds like
like
a damn Philly.
I seen
like
the
a Philly steak.
documentary on that. It looked like I said, it looked like a Philly's cheesesteak.
So here's the thing. You wasted your time that you could never get back on a documentary on a fucking sandwich. I can't take shit you saying seriously, boy. Really? You watch a documentary
Yeah.
on a sandwich though?
What's wrong with that? Have you ever just sat back and learned other people's cultures? It popped up on my timeline, so I looked at it.
A sandwich?
Here we go.
That's 30 minutes of your life you ain't never getting back.
No, it was actually 15 minutes. So it was a short life story of that sandwich.
Oh.
And to be honest with you, you should be able to try to sit there and learn everything. Have you ever sat around and watched the Food Network before?
All the time, but
So,
I'm learning how to make
no different. You watching somebody cook shit. I just watched somebody tell me about the history of about a damn sandwich. That's all.
I ain't here to judge what you waste your time on, but that shit is ridiculous.
Nah.
Y'all funny.
I'm not fucking doing it. Would you sit down and watch a documentary?
But you will watch somebody fucking make mayonnaise sandwich on the Cooking Network.
I'll watch a cooking show and I learn how to make some shit, and they'll be like, okay, you can find this recipe on my website. Like I didn't learn some shit. I'm not gonna just learn how the sandwich came to be. That's 30. I could have been doing so much.
I don't believe that shit. Your cookbook with grandma, you ain't cooking that bullshit they cooking on that network.
You don't know my life. You don't know my life.
I know.
Michael, we boring you? You sitting back? Oh, it's the Jameson.
I can't.
It's the Jameson.
It is the Jameson, but I really was here to enjoy this back and forth banter. I've been waiting on it all show.
Fucking Philly steak. You should tell me some shit. You should be trying to find out.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Why don't you find out how the deep dish came about? This your city. Be proud of some shit that came.
Hold on.
I watched a documentary on that too.
Hold on.
What?
Kat just said we have the best bagels. Who the fuck debates bagels?
I don't know. I'm a bagel eater.
So you debating bagels?
No, I won't debate it because I've never been to New York, but I've heard the same thing a lot. I heard the bagels is the shit there. Like they have flavors. I guess I do, ma'am. They have like flavors like I've never heard of. Like so I did Google some shit about bagel places in New York, and I heard that shit is amazing.
Hold the fuck on. Hold on, Ray. Let me defend you, Ray. You just went on this rant about my man watching a 15-minute documentary about a goddamn sandwich. And then you telling me that you took the precious time out of your day to Google search how some fuck about bagels.
I'm a bread eater.
And that's your defense.
hey.
I'm a bread eater.
So you
I heard they got shit that we don't even do here with bagels. Like I'm super interested. I'm super interested. Y'all, no.
Nah, man. I only deal with one thing with holes in it.
You know what? So you know what else in Chicago we have? The Bean. We have the Bean. We have amazing museums here in Chicago. Let's not forget about that. Our city has a lot to offer because we're not going to talk about that, Ken Ray.
Well, we should though. I think we should because our city has the best women. Our city got the most beautiful women, if you ask me. Like it's because of its. Although we don't live together, we segregated, but because of its diversity, we got some of the beautifulest women. They rude as fuck. Oh my god! But
how dare you say something about? How dare you say the women in Chicago are rude? That was a big general statement. Like,
no, the fuck it wasn't.
I don't like that.
I ain't say everybody. Some of them rude as fuck. You say good morning. You'll hold the door. Like Damn, thank you.
Oh, I'm
Welcome.
sorry, because that doesn't happen nowhere else, right? It only happens here. Like,
Let me tell you something. Let me give you, let me
come on,
let
bro.
me tell you
Come on,
something.
bro.
Let me tell you something. I
And
said
don't
I
use
travel.
don't use any down south state.
Hold
Period.
on, hold on, hold on. All I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
say
I'm
is
about to
it's
this.
start talking
stupid.
about.
All I'm gonna say is this. All I'm
So,
gonna say is this. I travel. So, you know, I said certain places be certain most places be concerned like Chirac, right? But then when you can correct them and say Chicago and explain how dope Chicago is, you know, you come with a different kind of swagger when you're from Chicago, and they know. So the hospitality is real, especially
uh,
Southern hospitality. Like it's a whole different ball game, right? Like so, yeah. Like you hold the door.
yeah, I'm not feeling that. Don't act
Why
like
not?
women. Don't act like people aren't rude everywhere. So that was just that.
I wouldn't say I didn't say that women weren't rude everywhere. I just said that it's a known fact, and I could be wrong. Tell me.
Just like no, just like the men here, you guys aren't chivalrous. Y'all don't open doors. Like,
That's a
I
lie.
go to
I do. I can't speak for all men,
exactly.
but
There it
I
is.
wasn't speaking for all women. I said the women rude.
I
If,
enjoy going. I
so
enjoy
if you're
going
not
down
rude,
south.
like if you're not rude, that wasn't to you, but to the ones who rude, they know they rude. And it's some who just rude, like and like Cass. I ain't like New York. She said it happens in NYC. They still cat call women, but women in NYC will ask you what the fuck you want. Same in Chicago. Like they, I mean, it's a whole different thing.
I'm about to say there's some rude motherfuckers in New York. Rude.
Word.
When I mean, when I've been on the East Coast, mainly Boston and New York, those are probably the two rudest cities I've been in. I
Mm.
mean, and they that's just this culture there. And if you stay there, I say you stay there for a couple of days, you get used to it, and you can't. Like I said, I had to shake a lot when I was in New York for about 4 or 5 days. I had to shake that culture for about a month.
If you ever hung with some New Yorkers or some like some East Coast, mostly New York and Boston, like you said, if you ever hung with them, like they come off real arrogant at first, or real like, especially from Harlem. Like shout out to Harlem because I
Is
fuck
it
with Harlem.
arrogant? Is it arrogance or is it
Oh no no
confidence?
no!
I'm
It's
just asking.
arrogance because like big, real shit. I'm from the city. I'm from Chicago. You can't tell me shit, right? But I'm humble enough to know my shit don't stink. I mean, my shit stink just like the next man. These dudes think they shit don't stink for real. Like, like you can't tell them shit. Like bro, you gotta relax. Like, yeah,
And
it's
that's
different.
that's all arrogance. That ain't no confidence. Like, hey, I just carry myself a certain way, and that's just the way it is.
No, it's a fine line between arrogance and confidence. It's
Okay,
a very fine line
that's
between
why I was asking.
arrogance and confidence. It's one thing to have confidence in something, but it's another thing to be an arrogant motherfucker as if fuck all y'all. I'm the guy.
And that's how they behave over there on the East Coast, huh? I'm just asking a
Brooklyn.
question because I don't know. I'm ignorant to it, so I've never been on the East Coast except
You know,
for Jersey for like 2 weeks, but I didn't interact with a lot of people, but I just don't know.
DC is a pretty cool city too. I like DC. It's not really it's kind of like a mix of East Coast and down south. It's a mix, but they have a big Caribbean crowd out there too in DC.
Do they really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting. I would have
Oh
never
yeah,
thought
it's a
that.
huge West Indies crowd in DC.
yeah.
Oh
Very
wow. I wonder
Huge.
how they got there. I mean, I know that sounded real stupid, but everybody travel, but I'm just saying how they end up just settling there. Like what happened? That's something I want to check. I want to look up for myself.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
They
You
come
got
through the port.
Atlanta,
It's a port in Baltimore.
Okay. Okay.
and then you got a lot of those colleges that's there too that
Absolutely.
people rock with.
Yeah, and then but that brings people from all over the place though, like schools. So that ain't enough for me to look that up.
Yeah,
But the port in Baltimore, for what you're saying as far as the Islanders, the
Oh,
West
okay, yeah,
Indies,
yeah, that's what I was. Yeah,
port,
that's what I
yeah.
was asking. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Look at that. I learned something tonight. I don't usually learn shit. especially from Ken Ray. But I just learned something tonight. I thank you for that.
I really don't care if you learn anything. I like to stick you in your ways. Let you be.
No, no. So we should be able to learn something and get something from one another. And I was just giving you your props, Ken Ray.
I mean, it is. I mean, you can give me those backhanded compliments, but it's all right. I know, I know every show that I leave an impression on you that you thought about something I said. You
Yes, your asshole factor goes up a point every week.
and that's cool. But you thought about what I said. That's all that
Kim,
matters.
hey Ray, I ain't gonna even lie, Ray. You've been kind of mild this week. I was expecting you like be real gun ho and real
And
like.
you know what? Because I don't have to go into every topic. Of course, yeah, there are some things that I can go into, but I'm just keeping it mellow.
Okay.
But you know
Intentionally,
what?
intentionally,
Mm.
Actually,
you and
yes. Actually, yes. I'm not
why?
gonna.
I wanted to have some great conversation with you tonight.
But you know
Like,
what? You know what? Interesting. Before we go into that,
let's go.
I was talking to my niece last week. I was actually in Seattle,
Okay.
and I was talking to her, and she was like asking me about Chicago because she was born out in Seattle, everything, and she was talking about Chicago bad, Chicago this, and Chicago that. I'm like, no, I understand that you've been watching, I mean, listening to the news or whatever, or what people perceptions are of Chicago is, but it's just like here. You living in Seattle, Tacoma area. It's the crowds you roam around. If
Mhm.
if you're around a certain crowd, most likely you hiding your chances of being harmed. If you around a different group that's not on that type of stuff, then the most likelihood of you being harmed is a lot less, and that can happen anywhere around
Mhm.
the United States. And and, and the thing is, it's just funny how people live off of perceptions. Like I say a lot of that is really central. I mean that it is it's brung up because of
Media. So it touched on
stereotypes,
something that you've been saying. It kind of like um brings our
sensitizing.
yeah, it kind of brings our previous topics to a full circle, Ken Ray, with what you've been saying about how the media over sensationalize certain subjects, right? Because like I can debate you about when we talked about Lil Nas X, or when we talked about the media pushing propaganda as far as homosexuality and stuff like that, right? But then when we talk about violence and the way that the media is portraying Chicago to be, I just found myself being more like reserved and relaxed and defending Chicago more than I accepted its brutality as well. Because like let's be clear, Chicago, like you just said, to be from Chicago and to hear like your niece saying that, it was like, damn, like why is she getting that
Do it.
perception?
Yeah, do it make you sad? It makes me sad sometimes. Like when I get other people in my military unit from another place and they be kind of scared to be here. They be like, "Oh no, we're not going there. We're gonna go to work and we're gonna go home and only go downtown." That kind of makes me sad a little bit.
Yeah,
Because,
true, but part of it is accepted as truth, because part of it is true, right? Like we just seen a little girl get killed in the
Mhm.
drive through at McDonald's with up pops. We just seen a young boy get killed by the police in the alley. Like
Mhm.
so like these
Yeah,
things
let's touch
exist.
on that real quick.
Like expressway shootings, like these things
Mhm.
really exist. Like
Yeah, they do.
it's not like it's a false narrative that's being promoted. It's really the truth that's happening, that like again, like we say, could be over sensationalized, but the truth is like it's happening and it shouldn't happen,
Hmm.
right?
But
Like
going back to what you were saying, Mike, with that, it really goes around to where you hanging. It goes back to that. If you're if you familiar with the city and you familiar with certain pockets and you over there, you really putting yourself in harm.
well, times
In
change. So
some
I won't say that it's about where you at, but it's about who you are and what you're doing, right? So a lot of stuff that's happening and a lot of stuff that has happened, um, it's I because I talk to a lot of young people and I'm around a lot of young people. Like I know, like I said earlier in the show, we squares, right? Like we're not in the streets. We don't live in that world, right? However, like
Except for Joy.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just talking shit.
but that world exists, right? Like
Yeah.
it's some real street beef that's happening. It's some real um situations where people ain't getting along and people doing very disrespectful things, especially these days. Like before, like gang banging was like it was more structured and like I said, it was like
Hmm.
you know who you was out there. And today they still know who they was out there, but it's more it's to another level of disrespect where they, on the internet and peeing on each other graves and smoking the ops and all that
All
craziness.
that
Like,
sugar shit. Yeah.
and what I've noticed is, and tell me if I'm wrong, the reason I feel like we get as much attention as we do in Chicago is because the rest of the country is following suit like we do, and then they follow what we do and the way it happens, right? Like before Chicago, you wasn't hearing drill music. Before Chicago, you wasn't hearing gang banging. Before Chicago, you wasn't hearing smoking the ops. Before Chicago, you wasn't hearing like a diss record was a diss record, but Chicago made it like a bloody thing.
The bloody did. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and not to glorify that is just something that we need to be celebrating, but I feel like that plays a part of the position that we hold as Chicago, that we
But
lead the
Yeah.
way.
I agree.
but you
I agree
notice
with that.
something, saying something, you from Chicago and you go out of town, don't that bring like a perception that you somewhat tough? And have you ever played towards that?
Nah, well,
Come on,
not
man.
in,
Yeah,
not
you did. He's
intentionally,
gonna lie.
not
Yeah, think about it. He
not
gonna
not not
Hey,
not intentionally, and
I
the
was about
reason
to
I can
say,
I can
I
give
know
you
you
one
for
I can
almost
give you
30
one
years.
example. Yeah, and I can give you one example where I waved my Chicago flag, and Ken Ray know we was in DC.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm about to say. Come
what
on, man.
happened? He busted up
Don't
all
bullshit
I'm
time.
me.
but I wasn't being tough. I wasn't being the aggressor, right? I wasn't being aggressive to nobody. I was just saying I'm from Chicago, so I tell the story, and Ken Ray, you could tell it the best way. If you want to add anything or take away anything, cool, you can. So we was out of town. We was visiting one of Ken Ray cousins. This is our first time in DC, and so we go out there to hang out for the weekend. We get out there Friday. This particular Saturday, it's the March Madness tournament is going on, and I was playing Arizona and came back to beat Arizona so they can advance to the Final Four. It's the
Yeah,
Final Four, right?
yeah.
And so I'm a sports guy, so I gotta say it. Like Jason Gardner and these boys is killing U of I, and then Darren Williams and them boys came back and got in their ass, right? So we started drinking and shit because we came back and won. Me and Ken Ray jumping around and shit like we on top of the world. So we decide from there we're going to go to the club. Mind you, I just said we've been drinking and taking shots and shit. We get to the club and we in line, and the shots start kicking in once the air hit us. And so Ken Ray is roasting this boy in line, like really like going in on this guy in line, like going the fuck off on this boy in line. Like I had to tell him like, yo, chill. We not from here. Like relax, right?
Like, stop it.
Like, give him his moment, whatever. Like. And so we end up getting in the club, like on some Chicago shit. We like, yo, fuck this line. We ain't doing this. Like, yo, we want to walk right in. They like, oh yeah, come on. And we literally walk right in. We like, yo, we from Chicago. They give us the pass. Cool. We walk in, the girls walk in, cool. We lit. We go to the bar. Mind you, we've been drinking shots. We keep drinking shots. I'm in the club like cousin Wolfie from Tom and Jerry, right? We ain't gonna go. We ain't gonna go into all that though. But part of my rant is, I'm from Chicago. I ain't from here. I'm from the city.
Man,
I'm from Chicago,
Oh God.
and they love me. I'm out. Like, tell me on my line. Like, I'm out of control. Like, I'm all the way out of control. We just won. Fuck them. Da 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 da. Shout out to Illinois. I'm from Chicago.
but he was up there talking all kind of trash and stuff like
Talking
that,
big
man.
shit. Like,
I can
And
tell you
you
that
dare, and you dare motherfucker to say something to you because you from Chicago, right?
it was that type.
I had that energy, but I
You had
wasn't on
that
that
type
type
of
of
energy.
vibe. I had that energy, but I wasn't saying it. My
When I
Mm-hmm.
energy was whatever. It's whatever because I'm from Chicago, but I wasn't out there trying to kick off a fight, if that
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah.
interesting about it that night, he left this part out is he went from I could tell how drunk he was by the level of
Here we go.
his
Here
his
we go.
drinking level. It was he was getting at the cutest women in the club,
Ah,
and the more he drank, the lower the chicks got.
His standards just got lower
I
and
say,
lower and
God,
lower.
it got to the point where I say,
my boy, hit me with this. Come on,
man, that
son. We
Let's
gotta
go.
go.
motherfucker,
We
that
gotta go. You gotta
motherfucker
chill.
little manly there, man. Come over here, sit down here.
Rough nights.
Yeah, man. But
Rough.
I want to circle back to that story with the Hispanic kid. What's your thoughts on that? Because it's pretty interesting because it seems like it plays a bunch of how we how dynamics of the cities with the segregation and everything with that wrapped into one.
So that particular incident, like, so this what I try not to get caught up in. I try not to get caught up in I try to hold everybody to the same standard, right? And what I mean by this, the same standard that I would hold a police officer to, I try to hold a guy who shoot a kid, right? Like I don't get a gangbanger a pass because he shot a kid, like he in a gang, and we don't protest against him. But if the cops shoot somebody, we protesting against the cops because they supposed to serve and protect, right? Which I know this is a whole different conversation, but I just want to point that out
Man,
before
go
I go
ahead talk your shit.
before I go into my point, right? So, truth be told, for me, I don't always feel like brute force is the answer, right? Because clearly, what I saw, the kid threw it, had a gun and threw it, and put his hands up. I felt truthfully and it's hard to make a split decision in a second like that because you saw a kid running with a gun and then you seen him turn around. You don't know. So if he hit him with a taser, cool. He shot him. I don't really I can't fault him for doing his job because to me he doing his job at that point, right? And what I mean why I say he doing his job at that point is because you had a gun and he didn't know that you would turn in and put your hands up. Like he didn't he had this much of a second to determine that his life wasn't on the line. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes we got to give police a little bit of leeway to for that. Now, I'm not protecting no police. If you know me, you really know I don't give a fuck about the cops for real. But I can't say in a split
That's the ones
decision.
you know.
I only fuck with a few of them that I know. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
I don't like all of them. It's only a few of them that I know that I like. But in that split decision, like I can't say he was right or wrong. Like how dare he do that, right? Like now in some cases it's like, yeah, fam, you had more than enough time. You could have did something totally different, right? But in that particular instance, I can't say that he didn't do his job. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like he would like went to intentionally harm that kid because he had a gun. Like, and let's be clear, the 13-year-old had a gun. So
And it was and to be honest with you, I'm gonna add this. it was actually 2:30 in the morning, and 2:30 in the morning. If you really want to be honest, those are savage hours. If you want to be truthful about
Yeah,
it,
nobody work. Oh, well, I ain't gonna go there.
no,
No,
you
let's,
go
you
ahead, go.
get it.
No,
You
no,
should.
it don't even apply. I'm not even finna go there. I don't know. I ain't a police officer. I ain't never been trained at the police academy or
Yeah.
any of those things. So I
But this
won't
is train to
pretend.
shoot, so
This,
break it down.
this is my point, and this is all I'm gonna say. I'm in the military. We don't send warning shots. We shoot to kill. Period. There is no question. When we shoot, we are trying to kill you. I don't think they teach police that. I don't think they teach them like when you shoot, you better kill that citizen. So that is all I'm going to say about that.
But
Period.
what makes you think that they don't train them that? I mean, let me ask you this
Come
about.
on, Ken Ray. This is not one of them times where you got to play devil's advocate and you just want to see this other point of view. This is not that time.
No,
I
I
don't think.
want to bring that out of you. I want to see
So
what.
no, there's no. I just said this is what I said, and I'm not going any further with it. I don't believe police are taught to shoot to kill. Military, we're trained when you shoot, you will kill them. You think they teaching the police that?
Well, let me ask you in this particular situation.
That's it. There is no let me ask you this.
No,
That is the
I am
point.
asking you.
That
Let
is
me
the
ask you
point.
this.
That is the point,
This
and I am
particular
not going any
situation.
further with that shit. And I'm not joking around right now.
And
I'm not
telling
joking.
you
I'm not
that.
playing around.
You let me finish my point.
I'll let
Like
you
I say,
finish.
in this particular situation, what you tell me what you thought that officer should have done? Because you saying they're not trained to shoot to kill, but let's say if you was in that officer's shoe.
Can't nobody tell you when you're safe.
And
Yes, they can. A fucking umpire can. Sorry.
yeah, I mean, because she's trying to get all confrontational with me, but I'm asking
I
you.
ain't getting confrontational. I made a point. I will not elaborate because it was very
No,
clear.
you speak
I
out.
made it point.
You say something. You gotta elaborate.
How?
I need
It
to
was
know where
clear.
you standing
It
with.
was clear as the day is long.
Not
Are
really.
they
Not
Let's try
really.
this one more time. Are the police trained to shoot to kill? Oh, okay.
Well, we're not police officers, so we
So,
don't know.
so we got a couple comments from Kat. Kat said, "Not true. People feel bad for me when they know I live here. They act if I live on the north side, but surprised when I tell them I live on the south side." She also said, "How about the girl who was killed by a cop yesterday? By a cop, she was trying to stab two females."
And that's interesting. But I want to finish the point about the Hispanic kid, where I want to say the race dynamic. That's kind of crazy. I can remember when the George Floyd thing was going on over the summer, over in that same area, little village.
Mm-hmm.
They was trying to stop blacks from driving by. It's just
They
interesting.
were shooting at blacks who
They
was
were
driving by.
shooting. That's what I'm saying. It's interesting when this shit happen to what is considered their people. Is let's everybody come riot or what they call demonstrate for us. But when blacks was looking for that same energy, it was don't even come over here with that shit. You know, it's just interesting how the racial dynamics of this city play out. And I see that, and I'm not gonna say that I disagree with the cops' actions or agree with the cop act.
Right.
Because I don't know where he felt because that's a split second decision. I don't know where he felt, but obviously that kid should never lost his life. That's 100%. One thing that I will agree with. But the decision making at that point, I can't really. That kid played a big part in why he lost his life that night too. Not just that cop, you know. Obviously, yeah, Joy. I can't say are they trained to kill or shoot to kill or whatever because I'm not a police. I'm not a police officer.
What you think?
I'm not.
What you think? Like, just think about it. What the fuck do you think?
Well, let me
They are
put it to you
trained.
like
They
this.
trained to kill.
Let me
So
put it to you
I've
like
heard,
this.
I've heard.
Let me put it to you. Let me answer that.
Any police officers in the
Let me
comments? Are
answer your
y'all trying to
question,
shoot to
Joy.
kill?
Let me answer your question, Joy.
Okay.
If your life is in danger, if you feel your life is in danger potentially, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shoot to kill.
Nah,
Okay.
so I heard this, and
You're not
Okay.
gonna find out what that motherfucker gonna do to you. You're gonna fucking make sure that motherfucker ain't gonna do shit.
You are
I've heard
absolutely right.
this. I've heard
You are
this.
absolutely. You are absolutely
I've
right.
heard this in a
You are absolutely right, Ken. Right.
from some officers. I won't say their name. But wasn't during Lori's reign. This was during Rahm Emanuel's reign, where there was a shoot to kill ordinance, where it
Well,
was
and there you go. That answered my question.
yeah,
That
there
answered
was
my
a shoot to
question.
kill ordinance. Like we ain't gonna waste no time. Like let's evaporate the problem. So
But Joy, you just said that they're not trained to shoot to kill.
Did I say that, or did I ask a question, or did I give you a listen?
But I
Listen,
asked you to
let me
clarify
finish.
it, and you wouldn't clarify it.
Oh, okay, you're done talking. So
No,
what I
you
said.
wouldn't clarify it. Let's get it straight.
So what I said and what I can speak for as a fact that the military is trained to shoot to kill. All I asked was, are the police trained to shoot to kill? What other clarification do you need besides that? I gave you a fact and I asked a question. I
No,
don't need
it
to
sounds
go
like you
any
give a
further than that.
hypothetical. That's what it sounds like. So that's why I was saying clarify it.
I don't think I can dumb it down no lower than that. Like
Nah,
that's the lowest I can
man.
go.
No, man. You
That is
said
the lowest I can
you
fucking
threw
go.
that out. You threw that out there and said, "That's it. That's all. I'm not speaking on this topic, and I'm serious." I'm like,
I
what?
am.
I'm
I
like,
am. I am.
I don't care how serious you are. I'm
I
not
know
gonna
you
let you
don't,
leave
and
that
guess what? You
hanging.
get zero energy from me
I'm,
beyond that. I just told
I'm
you what
not
it
gonna
is, and
let
that's
you leave
all.
that hanging, and you didn't leave it hanging because I forced it out of you.
How did you force it? I just
You
told you.
gave it to me, but next topic, Mike.
that's all I got, y'all. That's it. That's all I got, y'all cool.
No, we good. We good.
Always cooler than a fan on
Yeah.
a day.
I know if you want, we can go back to talking about the situation yesterday. I seen that too today with the girl with over there. What was that? Oh,
Ohio, I
Columbus. I
believe.
just said shitty ass Cleveland.
That's why nobody
Oh,
goes and visits.
God.
But Columbus, yeah, I seen that. Now that's another situation that I just don't know.
You
I
don't.
really don't.
Thank God you're not the deciding authority.
And that's why I didn't become a police officer.
Everybody got their role in life.
Hey, I never held a gun in my life, so I can't tell you.
Isn't that something?
But I would tell you, if with anything with my life on the line, I think I'm gonna roll the dice and just kill him. If I feel my life is threatened.
Good for you. I'm with you.
Being honest.
I'm glad you're being honest.
Then
because you don't know what type of situations I done been in that I can speak for. But it was real, guys.
And that's good for you. You served our country.
All right, I'm gonna come to arguments right there, y'all. So this has been the 40ish Now What podcast. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We gonna post a poll this week because we need y'all to submit your topics. We got some topics lined up, but we want to hear from the people as well. So if y'all got some topics, make sure y'all send them to the inbox so we can decide what we want to talk about and go from there.
Again, and give the fans what they want.
Shout out to the new host, Molly, although she couldn't be here tonight. She had an emergency. But shout out to Molly. From now on, y'all will see 2 women and 2 guys, and we're going to be going back and forth talking our ish. So, yeah, this is 40ish Now What podcast. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We out.
Night.